I've been in Montreal less than 20 minutes, and I'm literally boarding my next flight. So, UMA, I'm working for you. I'm coming, I'm earning this. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here at the Ottawa International Airport getting ready to fly down to Nashville via Toronto to attend my first ever UMA Motor Coach Expo. I couldn't be more happy to be attending this. I can't thank everyone enough for helping me get there. So I was already supposed to be in Toronto, connecting onto a flight in about an hour. However, last night there was a huge storm and I noticed that my flight was canceled, and everyone at United and Air Canada was amazing in getting me back on other flights and making sure that I'm not going to miss this event. So I'm here, I'm waiting to board. Next stop is Toronto, then I clear customs and I'm on my way to Tennessee. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I can't wait to show you more, and I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. Have a great day. All right, so now I'm booked on my third flight of the morning. Still haven't left Ottawa. I was originally at 6, then I was at 10. Then they made an announcement that the 9:30 was wide open. So I've got my third boarding pass to get out of Ottawa, which will put me in Toronto about 45 minutes sooner. So I'll have time to clear customs, get a bite, not have to stress, but I just can't wait to leave the city and get there. So wish me luck. Hopefully we're boarding any minute. So stay tuned. All right, so we sat on that plane for over an hour after being moved from my 10 a.m. to a 9:30. Sat on there for over an hour waiting for repairs. I should be landing in Nashville right now. We've just disembarked and we are going to discuss another flight. I have my connection at 2 o'clock in Toronto for Nashville, which I probably now won't make, so still in Ottawa. I'm so glad that I knew that my first flight was canceled, otherwise I would have been here at 4 a.m. and I'd be going on 8 hours here, but stay tuned. Now to sit in a long lineup of customer service. All right, so after getting off that plane that we were sitting on, I then waited in line for almost 2 hours to speak to customer service. During that time, I went on Expedia and I found some other flight numbers getting me to where I want to be that actually had seats available. So in that line and on hold for about 45 minutes to speak with United, had them reissue my ticket. So by the time I got to the front of the line, I actually had my name on other flights and I just had to basically print my boarding passes. So what I've done is I've changed my flight from Ottawa, Toronto, Toronto, Nashville. That's my next flight. I'm doing Ottawa, Montreal, Montreal, Newark, New Jersey to Nashville, and I'll be there tonight. I was about 3 seconds from planning to drive my car, go get my car out of the parking garage and drive, but crisis is averted. I've got 3 boarding passes, 3 flights, and I'll be there tonight. So once I land in Montreal, I'm gonna call the hotel, get a late check-in, and we'll be good. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so now I'm on the plane, I'm in my seat. I'm waiting to get airborne to Montreal, where I'm then going to clear customs to get to where it is I need to be. So huge testament to just getting more with honey than with vinegar, not getting upset. I just stayed calm. Everyone else in line was getting upset and screaming and shouting, but I got on the phone, stayed calm, and I got a lot more help than some other people that were getting a little tumultuous. So we're on the plane and I will check in the next city. So totally a curveball, but we're getting there. All right, so I've landed. I'm in Montreal. My other flight boards in 5 minutes. I have 35 minutes to get there. The race is on. I just have to get to Newark. And once I'm in Newark, I have like 4 hours on a layover. This is a hike. This is a trek. This is a workout. But I am not gonna miss the UMA. Wish me luck. Hopefully customs isn't too long. Gotta go.
So this is this is your seat, okay?
Thank you.
Here we go, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
I'll try, you too. All right, and just like that, I've been on the ground about 15 minutes. I kid you not, this airport is so big, I actually ran about a good mile. I got to my gate, the plane was pushing back. By the grace of God, there was another Newark flight 2 gates over, and they radioed me. They bumped me from that flight to this flight. So I've been in Montreal less than 20 minutes. I'm literally boarding my next flight, so UMA, I'm working for you. I'm coming, I'm earning this. All right, I'll see you guys in the States. All right, guys, so it's been a minute, so little update here. Sitting in Newark, New Jersey, where I did not plan on coming today. I'm finally on a layover that's working out properly. I've got 4 hours, closer to 3 now. So I've been able to actually eat something. Got up today at 5 a.m. We had a really bad snowstorm back home last night. So I got up at 5, started my car, cleaned it off, like almost a foot of snow. Then trying to be healthy and maintain this lifestyle. I expected a very different outcome today with my scheduled flights getting me to one city and then having a little layover and then another to be in Nashville by 4 o'clock today. Originally, I'll give you the rundown. Originally, I was booked to leave Ottawa at 6 a.m., get to Toronto, have an hour and a half layover in Toronto, board a flight between 9:15, and then be getting into Nashville before noon. That was the original plan. I was supposed to be carpooling with my employer, who coincidentally is on the same flight as me. We're both going for very different reasons, but we were on the same flight from Ottawa to Toronto, Nashville, or so we thought. So last night, before I go to bed, knowing that the storm's coming in and wanting to leave the house at 1 a.m. to go park at the bus yard and carpool and just, save parking at the airport and a hassle and have my vehicle still in town for some servicing while I'm away, I checked the flights. My flight's canceled. So once I caught my employer before he was going to bed to say, hey, this thing's canceled, we figured out that he was actually leaving at the same time, going to the same city for the first leg on a different carrier. So my flight was canceled, his wasn't. So I said, you know what, just take yourself. I'll figure out my own because I don't know what's going to happen. So I got up at 5, got ready, finished packing, did all the last minute stuff. I got to the airport before 7:30 for a 10 a.m. flight. So the 10 a.m. flight was my second booked flight from my original itinerary. Everything's going fine. I get in, clear the security, all that fun stuff. I'm at my gate and I get bumped from 10 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on a different flight, because what they're doing is, with all the delays and the storm going on, they're moving people up into empty seats to then free up seats later in the day for more delays and more people that are missing connections and whatnot. So that's fine. I'll get there 30 minutes earlier, I'll depart 30 minutes earlier, that's fine. So I get on that 9:30 flight, 2 gates away from my original 10 a.m. So at this point, I'm on a 9:30, changed from the 10, changed from the 6, and I'm not even out of the city yet. I'm on my third flight. I'm sitting there and we're waiting and we're not pushing back. And then I see my original 10 a.m. flight get pushed back and take off, go to de-icing and hit the sky. So I sat on that plane for over an hour waiting for maintenance to fix something that occurred in flight on their way into Ottawa. Eventually, the customer service representative from Air Canada comes on the flight and says, all right, we're getting everyone off and you're getting a meal voucher, but you got to go line up and figure out any changes to your itinerary while we figure out this maintenance issue. So I was at the back of that aircraft. By the time I actually got off, the line was huge, probably 200 feet long, with 2 customer service representatives doing the best they could to make everything better for everyone. Originally, I had booked through United and they put me on flights in conjunction with Air Canada. So I'm standing in line, which ultimately, all told, was well over an hour. I think it was an hour and 20, an hour and 15, hour and 20, standing in line. For the majority of the people, they were standing in that line for that long to get to the customer service agent to say, what do I do? Because I had booked with United, I called them directly. I had already shopped my own flights. I went on Expedia, wanted to see where there were seats available. Sorry if I'm looking around a lot. I'm in the middle of Tony Rama's in Newark, New Jersey, talking to my hand. I found flights that worked for me that got me there tonight. Everything else from Air Canada, everything else that was suggested was getting me there at 10 a.m. tomorrow or 4 p.m. tomorrow, which is long after when I need to be there to do what I want to do and do what I have to do. So I got on customer service with United. I was on hold with them probably another 45 minutes while they were trying to make everything happen and get rearranged and work around. And they got me from Ottawa to Newark at 6:30 tonight. So I'd be boarding right now theoretically in Ottawa, then come here and then connect Newark to Nashville. Well, once they came back on the line and said, you know what, that's fine, everything's done, you're good to go, I then notified them, now that the urgency is gone and I don't want them to pass the buck, I then say, well, just so you know, I'm standing in the customer service line, so I appreciate you doing that. I'll stay in this line to get my boarding passes printed. My fear was if I told them the first time on the phone that I'm waiting in line, they'd just say, stay in line, there's nothing we can do. So kind of played the system, but it worked out in my favor. I got my flights changed, so by the time I was getting to the front of the line, where everyone else was going to be saying, what do? I was going to be asking for my boarding passes. Well, in that time that I got off the phone, I was on the phone with them for 45-15 minutes to the front of that line, which was an hour and 15, hour and 20. My Ottawa-Newark was delayed, and then I wouldn't have made the connection that I was just booked on. So then I dealt with Air Canada directly. They took over the whole reservation and they put me on Ottawa, Montreal, Newark. Now I have a 4-hour layover, Newark, Nashville, the same original flight that I had been put on the phone with United after we got kicked off my third scheduled flight to depart Ottawa. Keeping up with me? Crazy. Anyway, we take off. We're delayed leaving Ottawa because of de-icing and surface operations in Ottawa. We're delayed. So it was 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 9:30 a.m. I'm finally taking off at 1 o'clock to Montreal, not even going to Toronto. I land 6 minutes before my flight boards for Newark, New Jersey. We waiting for ramp service, whatever it was, waiting for the gate. Ultimately, they just dropped the staircase. It was a small little jet, dropped the wing. We just get out on the tarmac and beeline inside through the wind and the cold. Got inside. I ran Home Alone ran like a goof with a backpack and a carry-on and a GoPro and my headphones and my passport, looking like a hot mess. And I finally ran following the signs, and I swear to God, to get to a U.S. connection has got to be a good mile and a half. It is absurd. Being me, knowing that, you know, I had these short connections, I didn't check any bags today because the last time I flew down here for a bus thing, they lost my bag. I didn't have it for 4 days, and so I'm like, this time I'm not losing anything, and it's a good thing I did that. But trying to be smart about packing, I wore my dress shoes today, and women are right, wear sensible shoes. Oh my God, those are not meant for sprinting. So I got my Calvin Klein dress shoes on, racing like an idiot, going through the airport, people staring, I'm a hot mess, I'm absurd, I'm out of breath because I don't do cardio. Finally follow the purple signs to the connections and find that I have to clear security again after I'm already gate side. Take off your belt, take off your shoes, take out your laptop, do all that, race through security, finally get to customs, deal with the kiosk, scan my passport, scan all, you know, my boarding pass, all that, answer all their fun questions. I have no livestock, animals, drugs, money, firearm, all that stuff. Get to the officer and I run. She clears me, you know, welcome to the US, have a great trip. I turn, I burn, I go, and I got to the gate for my connection to Newark. My aircraft was there, the door was closed, they were pushing back, nothing I could do. So at that point, like, I was just not freaking out, but in my head it was just like rapid fire, trying to like diagnose and problem solve and brainstorm and just figure out what I'm going to do to get to Newark for this last flight into Nashville tonight. Well, no sooner does that happen, do they call my name in French over the whole airport PA in that part of the terminal, because they have another Newark flight leaving like 5 minutes, 10 minutes behind the other one, 2 gates over. So like someone's looking out for me up above. In my dress shoes, I pick up my stuff and I sprint. Now I'm wearing blue jeans, a hoodie, dress shoes, things hanging off of me, a lapel mic, Bluetooth earphones, like still looking like a really hot mess, but even more so now because I've cleared security and not put everything back where it goes. I get to the gate, I'm the last one on. Somewhere in their system, they knew that I didn't board that flight, they knew that I was in the building, they knew that I missed a connection, and they knew that it wasn't my fault. They automatically bumped me, which was great. I never got an email alert for it, but I was in the right place at the right time, got on that flight, closed the door, we pushed back, and now here I am. So originally, it was 6 a.m. to Toronto, hour and a half, clear customs to Newark, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. to 1 whatever to Montreal with a missed connection to Newark, and now I'm finally here. So now I still have 3 hours till we start boarding. I've eaten, I've had my coffee. Everyone knows that I thrive on black coffee. I've called my hotel for a late check-in. I've arranged a ride from Nashville. I can relax now, but this isn't over yet. There's gonna be more. I'm gonna keep you guys apprised of what's going on. This is my chill out. This is my take a breath, take a minute, we're good. This is the big thing. At no point today did I lose my cool with anyone. Yes, I kind of read them the riot act when I was on the phone with them, but I was very polite, very courteous. I made it clear that I understand that it's not the call taker's responsibility that, you know, this has happened to me, but I also wasn't kind of like a pushover, you know what I mean? Like, you get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar. Definitely, you know, as somebody who has work experience being on the other end of a phone and dealing with customer service type matters and owning a small business where customer service is everything, I knew that raising my voice wouldn't do anything. I knew that yelling and screaming and going on about my life wouldn't do anything. At the end of the day, no one's hurt, no one's dead, no one's bleeding. I'm getting where I gotta go. I was firm, but I was also amenable to, you know, what was going on. So people went out of their way to help me, and I appreciate that, but it's still not over. I still have a couple hour flight ahead of me. Anything can go wrong. I actually just noticed looking that in an email notification, I have a ticket number, but on my actual boarding pass with a seat assigned for this next flight, it says something about a coupon and there's no ticket number. So I have a seat assigned and I have an email confirmation with a ticket number, but that ticket number is not printed on my boarding pass. So I still have a few things to do here, but just needed to talk all this out and relax. So anyway, I promise you guys this excursion is going to be worth it. This show is going to be amazing. I'm sure there's going to be follow-up episodes on here with, you know, what it is that I'm doing over the next couple days. Feels like planes, trains, and automobiles with Groundhog Day. You know, the way I'm running around in these dress shoes, it feels like a little bit of like RuPaul's Drag Race too. Like, it's unreal. So I'm getting there. We're making it happen. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing. We'll talk soon. All right, so I'm on my last flight finally. We are delayed on this flight to leaving Newark. It's a very small aircraft, so I'm both an aisle and a window. So total flight time on this one will be 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I'll be getting in after midnight, and then I'll be taking a Lyft or an Uber over to the hotel where I've already called ahead and arranged for a late check-in so I don't lose my room. So this has been an adventure. I'm getting there. I cannot wait. I'm about 12 hours behind schedule and packed on, I don't know how many boarding passes I went through today from flights that I never even got within, you know, an hour of. So anyway, wish me luck. I'll check in from Nashville. All right, everyone. done, so I'm in my hotel in Nashville. I'm finally here. I'm only about 14 hours late, but I got it done. Throughout this process in the videos, you see me wearing my sweater from Bice HD. He's doing the video production for this episode and more to come. So please go give him a like, follow him, subscribe, buy his swag. It's super comfortable. I'm kind of impressed that I got through 4 cities, 4 airports, multiple aircraft, 3 meals, 4 coffees, and an international border, and it's still white and clean. So I'm going to unpack, get my stuff ready for tomorrow, hit the hay, and I'll be getting a lot of bus content for you guys. So thanks for following this excursion. Didn't know how this was going to pan out, but I'm glad I recorded it because it's unbelievable. Have a good night.